Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your September 2023 reading. So, I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first card is the Nine of Cups in reverse. We know that Nine of Cups upright, this is like complete self satisfaction. We're happy, content, our emotions are all processed. It's all good in this world. But it's in reverse. So that means that you're experimenting the opposite. So maybe you come into the month and there's this state of being conscious of not being happy, of not being in our wish fulfilled. What is obstructing it and all of that. So it's addressing this aspect. Then we have the Lovers with the Three of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Wands up in reverse also. So the Lovers right away, Major Arcana, it's a decision. And my decision is what is going to be my reality. This, what am I taking? This or this? So during the month, you're kind of in a pivotal position here for your happiness. Because, of course, if we have remains of swords in our heart, we cannot be content, fully happy, and all of that. Okay? Even if it's a little bit, this lingering thing. This month, you have the opportunity to make a decision about that. Third card, Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is that our beautiful 1111, or that threshold where on the other side we are celebrating life. Everything is up on the surface and it's up to us to make the decision to cross on the other side, to use this new energy to cross on the other side of those four wands under the canopy towards the happiness. Under our Nine of Cups in reverse, I have the Star and I have the Tower with the Magician. These are three major arcanas, and they are there to assure that you flip that around, that it's not just conception of happiness, but it is actually felt. The Star is all about our alignment with our true self, and only in true authenticity can we live through happiness. The Tower is always a readjustment, and here with the Magician, a readjustment of our capacity to manifest, of our as above, so below. So you're coming in the month pretty strongly here with major arcanas. And when there are a lot of major arcanas, that means that we're kind of at a pivotal moment. A lot of principalities are trying to help us, support us, direct us for our betterment. Okay? Under the Lovers, I have this. And this is really you getting rid of a old karma of abandonment. And under that, I have the Seven of Cups in reverse, which is Venus in Scorpio. And you are Scorpio. So, and of course, as long as we have this idea of self, of lack, of not being enough, of it's all based with the not being part of, abandonment, and so on. As long as, let's say that this guy would have been active, of course I cannot reach this. I might understand it, but I cannot experiment it. And that is what the decision is going to be all about. So that Venus, happiness, love, fulfillment can be not just projections with fear of abandonment and convincing ourselves with whatever is your tool, but to actually experiment it out with the illusions and in with the true feeling. And just these three cards are the three doors of enlightenment. The first door is the devil, because if you do not face your shadow, you're just going into la la land. You're not entering enlightenment. Okay? The light has to go all the way down to your shadow, so you have to be conscious of it. Once you're conscious of it, it cannot hold anymore. There is the time for receiving the enlightenment that's going to shake all of this. And then we are refueling with new water, realigning ourselves with our stars, being in our true authentic self. That's why she's naked. She's not into the projection of who she wants to be or whatever. She is who she is. In the most vulnerable position, but in the strongest one, because she is completely aligned. A foot in water, a foot on the ground. So just seeing these cards here, that tells me, Scorpio, that you're going through a big shift here. Okay? Under our Four of Wands, we have Queen of Pentacles, and then we have Judgment. So all of this, and we end up with Judgment. So we have like a bunch, with the Lovers, a bunch of major arcanas here, and the Magician on top of it. So it's going to be a strong month for you, a decisive month for you, with having the Lovers right in the middle. So decisive in also, what do I really want to build? Something that is in accordance with who I truly am. And that's what you're going to make the judgment about, the decision and the judgment about. So let's clarify this for you, my beautiful Scorpios. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Scorpios for the month of September 2023. All right. Show me the Nine of Cups in reverse. I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is like a new beginning right there in your hand, like a potential, a seed. And you already have everything that you need to do it, to mark your next cycle, your next 10 years here with the Ace of Pentacles. Let's look at that. Was it the star or the tower? Let's look at the star. What is the star telling you? What is the star telling you? the moon. We got to release what is in the unconscious. And in your unconscious here, I have an old sadness. Okay? I know it's a different deck, but they respected a few of the symbolism. Usually you see it better, but there is that bridge with the 3 archways in it that this character cannot see because he's focused on what he has lost, what is not there, and what is probably the source of him not really being in his processed, comfortable, satisfied happiness. Okay? And that bridge is right there on the other side of this canapé, because he needs to defocus from there, cross the river to get to that happy castle there, but he cannot see it. That's why he needs to release. Once he releases it, and this will become very obvious for you this month with all of these major arcanas, then his future opens up. And here is the hermit that follows his inner light, slowly but surely, bringing this to his daily life. It's the 6th house, the hermit. And there it is. Usually he doesn't really see in front of him, but there, what releasing this will do is that it will clear up your arising. And we see it with this. Ultimately, it will be a decision. But the 2 different voices, the one between your wisdom, your inner light, and the one between your old wounds, they're showing 2 different futures. One is aligned with who you truly are and what your soul knows. And the other one is blurry with projections of old wounds that could be possible in the future. So this is what the star is trying to make you release, so that what affects you from the bottom of your sea, from your moon, can be released. Look at that tower. Let's look at the tower. So here, the crumbling of your 10 of Pentacle. But the Ace of Pentacle is right there. So do not cry over the period that is finishing, because the next one will be much more aligned with you. So it is time to turn the page on it. And when I say don't cry about the last cycle that is done, for some it's going to be much easier than others, that's for sure. But sometimes we have a hard time letting go of it past 10 years, not because it was so amazing, but because this is what we have known. Here I have the Queen of Cups. And here I have the Magician in reverse. There's a little information that we need to have in order to have this guy upright. And that's what the Tower is bringing. It's going to force us to arrive at a stage of being in peace with the last cycle, so that we are more able to move forward towards the unknown with trusting ourselves, trusting our wisdom and our insight. Let's look at, the Lovers. That was quick. Okay. The Ace of Swords again in reverse with our 8 of Pentacles in reverse. We want to be able to invest that Ace of Pentacles to make it grow. That has to be a decision. Show me. Yeah. It has to be a decision to finish the past, understand something, move the wheel of fortune. The World. And we want to understand the thing to move the wheel of fortune and not just jump blindly into it. Show me the devil. Because we don't want to bring the old karma into the what is going to be feeding and nurturing that pentacle, that new seed of possibility that can become all sorts of things. Let's look at the devil here with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So we need to make a decision about it. Here, 6 of Cups. From a state of a balanced heart, 6 of Cups, not being lost in our 7 of Cups in reverse. It's less bad than the 7 of Cups upright, but still it's not the 6 of Cups. Here, we need to make a decision. So we have the Lovers and the 2 of Swords, which are 2 decision cards to really finish, and in a way not just finish, crumbling what was the fabric of how we builded our old cycle of pentacles in order to build the new one. But the new one would be much more aligned with who you are. King of Swords. We want to bring a certitude over the 7 of Cups. Here, Judgment is in reverse, but we know that it's going to flip up. Here, once you make your decision, you need to pull a judgment on it. Let's look at that 4 of Wands, Spirit. 4 of Wands, 8 of Wands. But we need that judgment because we don't want to start moving in action without having understood the thing. Because if not, we would be the Fool in reverse, just jumping with our fingers crossed, hoping that things will be different than the last 10 years, without having changed something fundamental in the process and the way we're doing things. Queen of Pentacles. All right. Here we have strength over the unconscious. And that is good, because this is acting from your higher self to rise above the old programming, the old projections, programming, beliefs. 4 of Swords that was there. It's like, okay, I understand what was the source of my 3 of Swords. You got to understand where it comes from if you want to be able to change this, okay? That is what is going to make you pull the judgment over your 9 of Cups in reverse. Bottom of the deck, I have the 9 of Swords in reverse. So less anxiety, but that judgment is needed to kind of pinpoint the source of it. But your beginning of the month is so strong that I think the rest of the month is more the decantation, the settling of the big stir up of the beginning of the month for you, Scorpio. You're going to be very conscious of an old pattern, of something that was preventing you from being able to get rid of your old karma here, so that you can make that decision at the end of the month. Yeah, as I open up, I get on the 2 of Wands to put you in a position of choice of what you want to manifest here. So I'm going to call this a big stir up, because of course it's going to, the outcome is going to be different for all of you depending of where you are and what you have to deal with. But ultimately, it's to really be able to pull out exactly what was Saturn's illusion for you, so that you can make a decision on it and clear it. And that is going to enrich your basic state of being, of contentment, of happiness. And from there, the moves you're going to make to plant that new pentacle for your next cycle is going to be making all the difference. So I'm going to call this the big stir up. And on that, my beautiful Scorpio, I'm sending you all my love and light. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting, and all of that. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's a website. You go on it into services, and it's very user-friendly. Also, please subscribe to help grow the channel. And thank you to the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And of course, on the new moons and full moons, I do a little ceremony to ask the divine to give you back. And maybe on that full moon in Aries at the end of the month is going to give you the energy, the fire, to pull that judgment. So, namaste, all my love and light. And I'll see you next month.